Hi, welcome to DAPP Blocks. In this video, we will build an React application to connect to the Ganache blockchain and transfer Ether from one account to another account. If you are new on the channel, my name is Himmat. Here we learn all fundamental concepts and practical development of blockchain technologies. So if this is something helpful to you, then press the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Let's get started. Prerequisites. First, you need to install a Node.js on your system. You can download Node.js from nodejs.org. Then you need to install the Ganache. Ganache is the local blockchain runs on your local system. You can download Ganache from Troubleshoot. Let's first create React app. So type command npx create React app and provide some name. Here we will provide 0 to underscore it transfer. So this will take some time to install. So this is successfully created our project. Now go to the folder cd 02 it transfer and now just check our application is running. Npm start. So this will launch our application into the browser. So here we can see application is up and running. Now go and import project into the code editor. Select the folder name. So if you see here, there are node modules public folder and we have the source. In source we have app.js. We have this package.json. We need to change these packages. So I'm just paste here. Let me increase the font size. So just save this file and go to the command line and you can close this and run npm install. So this will install all those packages we have mentioned in the package.json. Again, this will take some more time. Meantime, you can create a folder inside source directory components and inside that you can create one file main.component.js. We have already seen this in the previous video, so let's quickly create an basic structure. Import React from React. Then function main. Oops. Then complete the structure. Then export default main. Just you need to go to app.js. Here you need to first import the React. Import React from React. Then import main.js. Import main. This you need to remove this part from header. Just remove it. And you have to use the browser router. Browser router. And complete the browser router tag. Just move this to the end. Then add the route, then path. Since this is the home page, just add the slash and component is main. So this is done. Just save this file. You can remove these unwanted libraries. Let's create one more file .env where we can store all your sensitive information. So React app account is equal to. So here we're going to use the ganache. So just open in ganache. Just click on quick start. You can find here multiple wallets and their ether balance. Just copy first account address. Just enter here. Okay. Then you need to add React app private key underscore private key. You can go to the ganache and you can get a private key from here. This is the local blockchain, so that's the reason I'm showing the private key. Otherwise you need to keep your private key very secure. Now add one more parameter, React app RPC HTTP URL. So you can find that into the ganache. Here it is, RPC server. Copy it, just paste it here. So you can save this file. Go to the main.component. So write code here. So import web3 from web3. We need to get the .env variables into main.components. So for that, write require .env, then .config. Get .env params constant account is equal to process .env .react app account, then constant private key equal to process .env .react app, instead of account it's private key, then constant rpc http url equal to process .env .react app rpc underscore http url. So this way we can get the values for all variables from the .env file. So now create an web3 connection. Create web3 connection. So for that, constant web3, this should be small w web3, then equal to new web3 bracket new web3 dot providers dot http provider, in bracket you need to pass the rpc http url. So this will connect our application to the ganache blockchain with the help of rpc http url. Now, so if you see here, this npm install is also completed. So go here and write some code. So return, so this function should return something. So return du. Let's add something. So welcome to DAPP blocks. You need to save this file. This is okay. app.js is also okay. You can save all the files and just run the application npm start. Just wait for launch this application on the browser. it's taking time. If you see here, this is welcome to DAPP. This is from main.js. Now let's go back and just write code to transfer it from one account to another account. So if you see here, there are multiple accounts. So we'll transfer Ether from first account to second account. So write code for the UI first. Add the send to which address we need to send the Ether. We need to add the input field. So inside the input, inside the just add the input. Then input type is text. Then add the onChange method. On value change, it should call and set the receiver address. OnChange event. Then write some method to set the this send to address. So set, let's say transfer. So set, let's say receiver address, and you need to pass this event.target target.value. So every time you change this input value, this will set this parameter. So this will update the receiver address parameter. Here set the parameters. Receiver address, then set receiver address, and then use state. So just check use state is import is there, automatically imported. So go back. So every time this will set the receiver address. Then what we need the amount to transfer. Then add the amount. We need another input field. So input, you can remove this. It's not required input. And type is text. Type is text. Then again we need to write the onChange. So when we change the amount, this should set a variable. Set transfer amount, and pass this event.target.value. Save this and go back and set one more variable, const transfer amount, then set transfer amount, then use state. You can save this. So if you see here, send to is there and amount is there. What else do we need? We need a button. So here div and add the button. Just complete this tag. Then here you need to add the some fields. Button name, just add the button name send, and here you need to add type is submit, and on this here it should be on click. On button click, this should call the transfer function. So write the transfer function async function and transfer. Okay, fine. Just go and check. Okay. Just check the browser if it's there or not. Button is there. Okay. Here our main purpose is to learn the Web3 functionalities. I'm just adding some additional stuff just to make our web page little attractive. Okay, this is okay. Now you can add some styles to div. So style, then in the bracket. So you can add the color and the font color. Let's say blue, and font size. Font size should be 2 or 1.5. Okay. RP, REP, oh, REM. So REM. Then here you can add the style. Then you can add the font size. Just add the font size. Color should be default black. That is fine. Font size then equal to, this should not be equal. So font size equal to 1.2 rem. Okay, so just refresh this. If you see here, it's changed. Okay, just change the amount. Oh, add the same thing into the amount. Copy, paste it here. Okay. So you can also add the style for the input boxes. Here you can change the style. You can change the height and width of the text boxes. So change height to the, let's say 3 pw, and width is, let's suppose 15 pw. Okay, save this, just check. Okay, so height should be little less, so just change this to, okay, and just change this to 20 or 25. 25. Okay, see, this is okay. I think this is okay. So change this. So let's add, so let's increase the width little bit and decrease the height. So this looks okay, I think. So just copy this and paste it into the amount, and here you can reduce the width, because amount does not require that much of. So add the ETH. Amount should be in ETH. Okay. You can also enter the placeholder. You can add the placeholder as o.o, and for the send to address you can add this something this should be address. So this looks okay. Send button is there. Okay, let's go and write code into the transfer function. So here what we'll do, if you see here, we will transfer ETH from first address to the second address. So if you see here, transaction count is 0. Transaction count is again nothing but the nouns. So you can write the nouns. So every transaction should have a valid nouns. We have already discussed in our fundamental concepts videos. So nouns is await web3 dot ETH dot get transaction count, and here you need to pass the account. So account is nothing but React app account, and you can check into the env. So this is the value. So this value should pass to that function, and this is the first address from the ganache. So pass to this function. So this will return us a nouns. Nouns is number of transactions. So here latest nouns. So the latest number. Then add some comment. So transfer ETH from one account to other. Okay. Here set parameters get nouns. Okay. Then we need to create a transaction. So const transaction. Transaction, what all we need, just comment it. Prepare transaction, and fields should be field 2, then value, we need the gas price, and we need the gas limit, and nouns. So these many fields we require to create a transaction. So this should be fields. Okay, so then 2, then this should be the receiver address. So from UI we are passing this address. So this set receiver address will set that address for us, and we can use that receiver address into two field. Then value, so value should be transfer amount. This is again coming from the UI. So transfer amount, if you see here, set transfer amount, will set this transfer amount variable. So transfer amount, so no wait, so this transfer amount we received in a ETH, but in the transaction we have to pass this in the UI format. So we need to convert that. So constant value equal to web3 dot utils dot to UI. In here we need to pass this transfer amount, and this should be in string, so convert to the to string, and then convert this to ether. So just change this value. Okay, then we need the gas limit. So gas limit, so gas limit, and also we need the gas price. You can find this value into the ganache. And for testnet and mainnet, there are some web3 functions. With the help of that, you can get the current gas price. So we will see that when we connect to the mainnet or testnet. So if you see this gas limit and gas price, so recently these values got changed after the EIP 1559 upgrade. So in our case, we have the ganache with the older values, hence we are using this. In upcoming videos, I will show you the function with the new values. Here now we need to sign this transaction. So every transaction from the account should be signed. Const sign transaction. Then await web3 dot eth dot accounts dot sign transaction. And here you need to pass two parameters. One is transaction and the private key. You can get the private key from here. So we have mentioned this private key into in the env file, so you can get it from here. So this is okay. Transaction, I think, on private key, this is fine. And now we need to send this transaction. So this is the create sign transaction. Now we need to submit this transaction to the blockchain. Send signed transaction. Okay, for that write web3 dot eth, then send signed transaction. Here you need to pass the signed transaction. This should be dot raw transaction, then raw transaction. Then you need to write a function to, so function error, you need to, this is the syntax, then write a function error or hash. So as soon as we submit a transaction, this will return us a transaction hash. If there is any error, then this will return us an error. So we can write some like something went wrong. And we can print the error. Okay, else this will give us a transaction hash. So as soon as we submit a transaction, it will generate a transaction hash, and that transaction will go to the mempool, and minus will add the transaction into the block. So here just write the alert. So window dot alert. So transaction submitted hash. Then add the hash value. This looks okay. You can save this file, go to the UI. Here you need to pass the values, so copy the account address to which you need to which you want to transfer the fund. So this is the account, so and the enter the ETH amount from the first account. So enter, let's suppose 2. So click on send. So if you see here, transaction hash is created for this particular transaction, so you can copy that. In the case of Ganache, you can find everything in this portal. Balance for first account is 98 and balance for second account is 102, and you can find the transaction count. Here you can find the transaction in this portal. In case of testnet or mainnet, you can use the Etherscan. So you can check the logs here. So this is transaction, and you can also check the block. So if you see here, one block is added with this particular transaction. So since we are the only user of this particular blockchain, there is only one transaction in the block, and whereas in the testnet or mainnet there are multiple users, so there will be multiple transaction in a single block. So this way you can write your own application to transfer funds one account to other account, and also create your own wallet with the help of web3.js. In upcoming videos, we will see additional web3 functions and try to build some use case. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.